What is up, everybody? UFC Vegas 52 this weekend, UFC Fight Night, Andrade versus Lemos. Great night of fights. I think that the prelims are going to be extremely exciting. I can't wait to get home early and watch them. I always enjoy the earlier fight nights, to be honest with you. I don't stay up that late anymore. But of course, if there's a big fight night, I do, but I prefer the earlier ones. So we're going to take a look at which over-unders to look for, as well as which bets to pick on the live line, the live line. So let's get right to it. Right off the bat, number one, Dean Barry versus Mike Jackson. This fight was actually supposed to happen a few times prior. I learned that yesterday on the Betting Bananas podcast, which you guys have to check out. I'm going to be on there with Ellie Wagman and Dave Van Alken, Fight Bananas host, going forward. Check us out on Thursday afternoon, I believe. But so yeah, anyway, Dean Barry versus Mike Jackson. I have that one going the under. Mike Jackson doesn't really belong in the UFC. He was brought in there to lose to CM Punk, Mickey Gall. Hasn't done so yet, but they're still looking for that. Mike Barry is on the way up, 4-1 fighter. And I just think that's going to be finished early. The next one I have is I have this going the over with Felipe Linz versus Marcin Pacino. I just have that. I think that Felipe is going to be very calculative. I know he hasn't had much success coming into the UFC from PFL with 2 losses, both tough losses. I just feel that the first round is going to be real feeler, and they're going to be going over the 2.5 for sure. Oh, that's also one of my live line lookouts. Pay attention to the way that first round goes. I think that that's going to determine the way the rest of the fight goes. So you got Pacino versus Linz for the live line lookout. The next fight, excuse my pronunciation, I'm horrible with these names. And I hate that. People call me Brian my whole life. Sergey Kaneziko versus Dwight Grant. I have that one going the over. I know that Sergey had a lot of finishes early in his career. Then when he got to the UFC, when he reached the high level, he's not able to find those mistakes as fast as he was previously in the smaller promotions. He's been 1-1, I believe, was his record. And just going the distance in both. His night's not getting any easier against Dwight Grant. Dwight trains at American Kickboxing Academy, one of the top gyms in the world, as well as he's a seasoned veteran. I think that he's going to be very game and drag him into the deep waters. I know Dwight's the underdog. I kind of like Dwight in that fight, although I try not to stick to, the picks here. But that's definitely going the distance. Oh, Tyson Pedro, IK Villanueva. Angelo Bodetti with WeWantPicks.com was quick to point out I did make a mistake on the Betting Bananas podcast yesterday. I said that IK Villanueva, he didn't go out of the first round his last 8 fights. I meant he didn't reach a round and a half. He didn't go over the over being bet in his last 8 fights. It's been a round in 2 minutes or less. So there you go, Angelo. WeWantPicks.com. Check that out. Anyway, that being said, Tyson Pedro versus IK Villanueva, I have it going the under for that reason alone. Plus Tyson, he could finish. He hasn't fought in almost 4 years now. I think that that's kind of irrelevant, and that's going to be misleading to some picks, simply because look at his last 2 fights. Shogun Hua, Ovince St. Preux, not a walk in the park, tough paper route. Now he's going against a guy who notoriously doesn't last long, whether for better or for worse. And I just think that fight is going to be slugging for the fences, going down in under a round and a half. Now, Macy Barber versus Montoya De La Rosa. I have that one going the over. I think both women are very dangerous. Both are 4-2 in the UFC, coming off of a tough last 3 fights. Also have this as my fight of the night pick. Don't have any direction which way this is going to go. I don't. These two women. This fight's going to be so exciting to watch. I can't wait to see it. This is another one of my live line lookouts. I think after the first round, you're going to be able to see which direction this fight is going. I truly believe that. Check that out. Pay attention to that on your radar. My man Clay Guida versus Claudio Perlas. Now, I have that one going the over. I know Clay is a little older. Clay's chin has kind of gone, but however, his grappling, defense, and wrestling ability has not in his age. And Claudio being a grappling connoisseur, so to speak, I think that that's going to play a major factor here. I think that That fight can get dominant on the ground, but I don't really see any submissions happening. I see a lot of clock being chewed in submission attempts, so to speak, if that makes sense. Uh, Squeezing on the guillotine, not getting it for 10 seconds, stuff like that. That's why I have that fight going the over. I don't see a finish happening there. And then in the main event, I have that going under 3.5 rounds with Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Lemos. I think that both women have the ability to finish and get finished. Where am I going with this? Jessica is going to knock people out. And look at her last few fights: Thug Rose, Valentina Shevchenko, Weili Zhang. Tough, tough, tough. It's just, he's going to knock people out. She's coming to knock people out. On the other side, Amanda Lemos, uh, great groundwork, outstanding ground games, and Jessica has been submitted in the past. This fight is title contention right here, written all over it, or title elimination. But I feel like someone's going to get finished under 3.5 rounds. Anyway, that's what I got picked, guys. Great night of fights coming up. Check us out tomorrow. I'm going to be going over the potential fight between Stipe Miocic and John Jones. Please like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends who bet about this. Tell your friends who are good, who love MMA media. All about it right here in the Cornerman. Have a good one. All right.